So, friends, today we will start a new chapter called Basic Chemistry. So, we will talk only about basic chemistry in this chapter because for further understanding, we know minimum basic chemistry. Okay, but detailed chemistry we will study in biochemistry. Biochemistry is another subject in that we will study all the chemical changes which occurs in the body. Okay, so before that we will talk about some basic chemistry. Okay, kindly give 5 minutes. I will resume the class. So we are talking about basic chemistry. Here are the topics related to the chapter. We have elements, and we'll talk about atoms, chemical bonds. In the chemical bond, we have subtopics: ionic bond, covalent bond, and then afterwards we'll talk about chemical reactions and inorganic compounds. What are the inorganic compounds are there in the body here? Then afterwards, organic compounds. Okay. Then we have four boxes: blood gases, nitric oxide, lipids in the blood, a protein mystery, prions. Okay. We will talk about each and everything in detail. So here we have the basic things. Introduction. When you hear or see the word chemistry, you may think of a test tube. Thank you. Test tubes and Bunsen burners in a laboratory experiment. However, literally everything in our physical world is made of chemicals. The paper used for this book, which was once the wood of a tree, is made of chemicals. The air we breathe in is a mixture of chemicals in the form of gases. Water, gasoline, and diet soda are chemicals in liquid form. Our foods are chemicals, and our body are complex elements of thousands of chemicals. Recall from chapter 1 that the simplest level of organization of the body is the chemical level. This chapter covers some very basic aspects of chemistry as they are related to living organisms and most especially as they are related to our understanding of the human body. So try to think of chemistry not as a complicated science, but as the air, water, and food we need, and every substance that is part of us. Basically, this is a chapter, basic chemistry. So he is telling that everything which is related to us is made from chemistry, chemicals. Even we drink the water is the mixture of chemicals. Even we breathe the air is a mixture of gases. Even we eat food is a mixture of chemicals. So basically, our body is arranged by chemicals, billions or millions or thousands of chemicals. Okay, so our body starts with chemical. So that's the reason our book is started by chapter called basic chemistry. So in the basic chemistry we have first thing that is element. So everything is made by single element. After the combination of elements it will become an atom. Sorry, a combination of elements is become in anything. Like I will by the by this example you will able to understood that each, if you know water have two elements. One is H2O. Means hydrogen. Two hydrogens are there plus one oxygen. So this is one element. Sorry. This is one element, this is one element, this is one element. So combination of three elements is known as one chemical. So basic chemistry is depend upon elements. Okay, so basic chemistry is depend upon chemicals. Okay, so that's the reason we started our lecture with elements. All matter, both living and non-living, is made up of elements, the simplest chemical. So here he's telling that living or non-living, whatever may be, you take the rock salt or you will take rock, it is also made up of elements, some element. If you take iron rod, it is also made from an element. If you take anything in around our nature, you will able to think that it is made up of some element. Example, paper also made up of chemical. Okay, you have pen also made up of some type of chemical. Okay, even plastic bottle, even your clothes. So basic is element, it is maybe non-living or living. An element is a substance made only one type of atom, therefore an atom is the smallest part of element. There are naturally 92 occurring elements in the world around us. So how many types of elements in the whole world? There are mostly 92. 92 naturally occurring elements. So you have to note down these points. Okay, like hydrogen, iron, oxygen, calcium, nitrogen, carbon. In nature, our element does not usually exist by itself, but rather combines with the atoms of other elements to form compounds. So some of the elements are naturally available in the earth, but some two elements, by mixing of two elements, become the third element. It will naturally occurs in the earth, it may be occurs in the outside the environment also, in the factories. Okay, so that is called compound element. Okay, compound elements also there, they like water, we have oxygen, we have other glucose, C6H12O2, in which 6 carbon atoms and 6 oxygen atoms combine with 12 hydrogen atoms. So replacement of atom or adding of atoms, it will generate another type of element. So I will talk about uh, atoms also in detail. The elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur found all living things. So in our body, you have carbon, you have hydrogen, you have oxygen, you have nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, everything. If calcium is equivalent, these 7 elements make up approximately 99% of the human body weight. So we have calcium also. So more than 20 different elements are found in varying amounts in the human body. So we have 20 types of elements in the body. So in 92, we have 20 types of elements. Okay, some of these are listed in 2.1. So here are the elements are given. You can note down that. Okay, as we can see, each element has a standard chemical symbol. This is simplified the first and sometimes the second letter of the element's English or Latin name. You should know the symbol of the elements in this table because they are used in the textbooks, articles, hospital labs, and so on. Notice that if a two-letter symbol is used in an element, the second letter is always lowercase, not a capital. For example, the symbol of the calcium is Ca, not Ca. Ca is an abbreviation often used for cancer. So here we will able to understand two things, that elements are given here. Second thing, so each element have a symbol which is identified by capital name of its first digit. Okay, then after, if any element have double letter, so first letter is capital, second letter is small, then it will identify that this is an element, not a abbreviation. Okay, so there's the reason here magnesium is first letter is capital and second letter is small. Okay, hydrogen, so you have note down all this name of the elements. Here symbol you have to because everything is will come and in our lab. You have to check the magnesium levels. You have to advise the patient. Then lab will reform Mg, nitrogen N. Then mostly we have potassium chloride, magnesium, iron, calcium. So these are the regular tests which are done in the hospitals. Potassium chloride. Okay. So next topic is atom. Atom is the smallest element of the element. So here we have atom. Atom is nothing but is the smallest part of element that have the characteristic of that element. So means if like example we have hydrogen. Hydrogen. Okay. Hydrogen have atomic number is 1, and it's so depending upon the atoms, how many number of atoms, so it will uh, reply to which element is that. So depending upon the atomic atoms, how many number of atoms are present in this element, so it will describe which element is that. So that's the reason we have to note down the atoms of the hydrogen and every element. Okay, atom consists of three major subunits, and these we have element is divided have atoms have subatoms or subunits called proton, neutron, and electron. So we studied in our early 8th and ninth standard, I think, that we have subunits proton, neutron, electron. Okay, hydrogen have atom is divided into three subunits, that is, so combination of proton, neutron, electron is called atoms. So what is proton? Proton is a positive electrical charge and it found in the nucleus of the atom. So this is our atom. This is the nucleus. Okay. In this nucleus, we have proton, which is positive. A neutron is electrically neutral, has no charge found in the nucleus. It is also we have neutron. Neutron is not positive, not negative. Neutral. Neutron is electrically neutral. An electron is a negative electrical charge in and found in outside the nucleus, orbiting in what may be called an electron could or shell around the nucleus. This is we have electron, which is negative charge, which is in the axis, but proton and neutron are in nucleus, but is electron in axis of the element. Okay, the number of protons in an atom gives its atomic weight. So if the protons are 6, the atomic weight of the element is described as proton. Protons and neutrons have mass weight, they give atom is atomic weight. So like example, so here we have the hydrogen. This is proton, this is neutron and electron. If there are one proton, this is called atomic number. And combination of proton and neutron, mass and weight, this is called atomic weight. This is the atomic weight of the element. So atomic number is described the proton of the proton number, and atomic weight is described by the weight of proton and neutron. Okay, in an atom, the number of protons equals the number of electrons. Therefore, an atom is electrically neutral. The electrons, however, are important in that they may enable to an atom to connect or bond. Okay, here is explaining that if the protons are 6, and the neutrons, electrons are 6, then we will tell this element is electrically neutral. Okay, so it means that its protons and neutrons, protons and electrons are same. That's the reason this element is electrically neutral. Okay, the electrons, however, are important in that they may enable an atom to connect or bond. So how each element is connected with each other? This is hydrogen, this is oxygen. How they will connect to each other? So it is depend upon the electrons to form molecules. So H2O is a molecule. Okay, H is an element, oxygen is an other element. Okay, so H have electron means 6. If oxygen is 6, then they will bond each other. Okay, molecule is combination of atoms, okay, that are so tightly bound together that they have single unit. So they will become single. Okay, each atom is capable of bonding in only very special way. This capability depends on the number and the element of the electrons of the atom. So mostly all the bonding is depend upon the electrons. Okay, so that's the reason electron is important thing in the atom, in the element. Electrons orbit the nucleus of atomic shell is called energy levels. So energy levels, what is means energy level? Electrons orbit the nucleus of an atom in shells. So this is the electron. Okay, so kindly, if the time limit is completed, kindly add. We will continue the lecture. Okay, till here, then afterwards we will conclude.